Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I'm licensed to practice clinical psychologist since 1974. And I like to say I've been licensed to walk upon this earth since 1941. So I'll soon be 82 years of age. And it's what a privilege and a joy to bring to you these ideas, these lessons and insights and inspirations that with my intention to uplift you for the rest of your lives and your loved ones as well. Of course, when I give the lecture, I uplift myself and it adds more meaning to my own life. So that's why I'm so grateful to be here with you, sincerely, extremely grateful. The title of today's presentation is Family and World Development. Family and World Development, a powerful non-political activism. A powerful non-political activism. And came from, I'm dedicating to Padam Kushbak and to Tracy Argoza. I was talking to Tracy about having this book study. She said, "Oh, do you really want to call it that?" I said, "Well, it didn't sound dynamic enough." And I said, "Well, okay, let's expand it." And this title emerged. And Padam said to me, and I was talking to him on the phone the other day, he says, my stepson, he said, "You going to give a class on that?" And I said, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give a class. I had some other intentions about giving the class." And this is going to be the prototype of what I hope will be the way that we grow the honor movement throughout the earth for centuries to come. That's the intention today, is to create a prototype that can be used by thousands of other people and be carrying on the honor teachings for thousands of years to come. That's the intention. Whether it happens or not, well, time will tell. We always hear about self-development, which is very, very important. It's the foundation. But self-development, not as an end in itself. Certainly for ourselves, we want to develop ourselves, to improve ourselves, become more virtuous, more honorable. That's great. But we're also not just doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for our families, our loved ones. So we're talking about family development. So self-development, family development, and then from there, society, community, world development. A lot of issues going on in the world, many beautiful events happening every day, many enormous injustices going on simultaneously, tremendous injustices going on. So when we conducted a study on the streets, and of 1,049 people, the average age was 39. It was 46% female, 54% male. Well, without even defining the word honor, when asked if honor was important to them personally, 93% of the people said yes. 93% of people. You just walk up to 100 people on the street, 93 people say, "Yeah, it's important to me." Now, we're not defining it. I'm going to define it right now, but we didn't define it to them on the streets. When asked, "Do you think that if the world had more honor, we would have more peace?" Everybody wants peace. 84% of the people said yes. 84% of the people said yes, we'd have more peace if there was more honor in the world. When asked, "Do you think if people had more honor, they would be happier?" Do you think if people had more honor, they'd be happier? 79% of the people reported yes. People would be happier if they were more honorable. So we're seeing a preponderance of the people feeling that if there's more honor in the world, that people will be more peaceful and happier. So we can see that people value honor. They see honor as leading to more peace and happiness. That's the perception of the people. This tells us that honor is the language of the people. People want it for themselves. They want it for the world. And when I explain the honor system to my patients, and I give patients an opportunity to take a pledge to be a disciple of honor, where they're going to repeat the 4 commandments of honor 3 times a day for the rest of their lives, 85 to 90% say, "Yes, I'll do it right now." The other 10 or 15% want to think about it. Now, I'm defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined in the 4 commandments of honor, while striving to cause no harm physically or emotionally. So the book that we're using is a book I wrote called The Teachings of Honor. The Teachings of Honor. And this will be a format when people are doing groups on Zoom. The whole idea is, like for instance, Tracy's going to have a group every Thursday, and we'll have the book. And the reason we use the word activism is not just to get a better understanding of honor for ourselves, but we're going to make definite steps right then and there of how we're going to bring it to our families and to the world as best we can. So this is not just an intellectual, emotional, spiritual, although it's all those things, but it's also bringing it in a very real, practical sense, so you're going to see how that happens. We'll demonstrate it. I'm actually demonstrating right in front of you, like you're going to do it yourself. So the first of 4 commandments of honor is, I wish you well. I wish you well. Now, that's just something we say to ourselves. So we're having a negative reaction to somebody. We think, I wish you well. This is a thought. So we get the negative thoughts, which are, we didn't choose them. We're not responsible for them. They just come upon us based on our genes, our family upbringing, societal norms. But we can balance it with an honorable thought. I wish you well. So you might get thought, I can't stand this guy. I want to tell him off, but I wish you well. The negative, by the way, is a lot more powerful than the positive in terms of the feeling tone to it. But in the long run, the negative thought will come less often. Now, saying to another person, so what I did when I was doing this yesterday, I was talking to Bertrand, nurse practitioner Bertrand. So I said, I wish you well. I really wish for much good for you and for your family. I wish you well. I really wish for much good for you and for your family. That's when I'm expressing that. So what I did right then and there, I took out my phone and I sent it. I put it on my Facebook. So there was my attempt to bring it to the world. I mean, most of us are not celebrities or well connected where millions of people are going to listen to us. Whatever audience or whatever target, whatever way we can bring it to humanity, we can do it. Social media is a great way to do that. So I put that on there, and some people, including Jay and a few others, gave me a beautiful response to it. I wish you well. I really wish for much good for you and for your family. So I went into an action immediately. So now I want to take a moment. I'm going to ask you now to think of how can you use this. By the way, when you wish somebody well, let me expand a little bit on it. When you wish somebody well, you might hope that things go well, they make good money, they feel happy, they feel joyful, good health. But it also can mean, in some cases, particularly if you're having a problem with somebody, that you hope that they repent and find honor in their lives. And that's also wishing them well. So take a moment now and think of some way that you could bring into the world the thought, I wish you well, or in the expanded form, any expanded form you want. I wish you well, I really do. I wish you well. I wish for much good for you and your family. And do you want to put it on your Facebook? Do you want to send it on social media right now? Do you want to send it to some particular person that you need to be saying it to right now in your family or a loved one? Take a moment and think about it. I'm going to ask you in a minute what you've done, so make a move. This is activism. This is not political. You can be a Democrat, Republican, Independent. It doesn't matter. This is not a political activism. It's activism because you're going to do something right this second. Now, Tracy's driving right now. She can't do it. But the rest of you, by your phones, just take a moment and see how you can apply that right this moment. I'll just be silent for a moment. Now, has anybody sent it to anybody or have a plan on sending it to somebody? Jay, what about yourself?
Doctor, I was thinking I'm going to post something where when I make the statement, I wish you well, doesn't necessarily mean I agree with you. It just means I wish you well and no harm.
So you're going to put I wish you well,
I'm
you're
going to
going to
put
post
that
it on
on.
Facebook? That's your intention?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a lot.
I may work on it. I may work on it and phrase it a little different, but
You can expand it.
when you wish someone, when you wish someone well, it doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with them. You just wish them well and wish them no harm.
You wish them well.
Is the way I take it.
Yes, you certainly don't wish harm. I mean, absolutely, it's the opposite of wishing harm. And
Yeah.
could mean that you hope they find honor in their lives, that they find love in their lives, they find compassion in their lives, they find money, good health, whatever level you want to take it to. I mean, a beautiful thing to say is, I hope
Right.
you find love and wealth in your life in every way. I wish you well. Beautiful thing to put out there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that right in my. That's a little variation of what I've already done. I'm going to do that one right now myself. Go to my Facebook. Boom. I hope you will manifest much love and compassion in your life. I, I truly do wish you well. I truly do wish you well. I hope you will manifest much love and compassion in your life. I truly do wish you well. Boom! My little shot at world development. I hope you will manifest much love and compassion in your life. I truly do wish you well. So it's a variation of what I already wish. So, somebody may want to copy and pass it along, or just somebody hears that and feels uplifted by it. Just kind of sending out the vibes. That was my little shot at bringing it to. My family also sees my Facebook, my wife and other family members. It could help my family. It could help my family and the world. Some people who are different countries. I don't know how many people I have on Facebook as friends. Maybe it's not a lot. Maybe 500,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. But that was my attempt to do it. So we're not responsible for the effect. I mean, how many people reach? We just make our attempt and go from there. So I did it right then. The key thing about it is because some of you are going to be doing these groups, it was right then and there. It was boom. Some people might say, I'm going to plan, I'll do it next week, I'll do it tomorrow. But the best way when you do this group is take a minute and people just, damn. I mean, so many people, so many groups, they plan and they consult, and that's great. There should be consultation. You want to do things with wisdom. But action. Now, that's what's lacking. What I've seen in groups, there wasn't a lack of of ideas. There was a lack of action. So I wanted to manifest. You just saw me, boom. Wasn't like, gee, I think I got to send this out later. Let me make a note to myself. No, boom. That's the key of when these groups are being done. That we're actually creating goodness and doing what we can to manifest honor as large a scale as we know how at the moment. And then, of course, there could be other plans that will emerge to do more with this. Well, one way is bringing it to you. And, you might be doing these study groups using the book. Anybody else? Kimberly, any plan you have with the statement? I wish you well.
Yes, I do. So, I would not put it on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, first of all. I have Instagram, but even then, I feel like I wouldn't put it because I would definitely want to tell the people that I only feel that for. But
Okay.
if I do, it's just kind of hard to just be like,
Okay, so forget that one.
I
Yeah.
feel like maybe, but maybe I was thinking more like, I'm not saying having picture, but maybe have like something, just kind of writing their name, and on the side just keep on thinking about them, and just be like, I wish you well, I really do, to each person, like, and saying them by name.
So that's a
I wish you
silent
well,
thing that
I
you're
really
doing.
do, this person, I wish you well.
Are you going to send it to them or just think it?
No, I'm just gonna think it, not send it to them.
Okay.
If not, that's gonna create, because I don't even know if they really understand where I'm coming from. They're probably gonna be like, "Well, what are you talking about? What's going on?" And very defensive. And the people that I don't like, if they don't understand reason, first of all.
All right. Well,
So
you,
couldn't really
yeah, okay.
communicate.
So right now, that's a good thing. You're sending out the vibration that way. And then, good. And ultimately, you want to think of ways where you can put something into the world. But right now, that's not there. But that's a great thing. That's a active form that has an effect at spiritual dimensions. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I mean, are you sometimes telling people like, oh, that we should actually like text them or put it on Facebook, like on theirs or our story, or just kind of like just
Well, I
like
just put it up
direct
I just
them?
put up my Facebook so anybody who goes to my Facebook that are friends on Facebook can see it and
Oh,
respond
got it.
to it. And when I did something a little analogous or similar yesterday, some people felt really uplifted by it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and
probably
one of
should,
them
'cause
I never
didn't say
met.
my
I mean,
commandments.
I had some that I knew, but there was some I never met. I only met on Facebook, and a person was thanking me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think I misunderstood
No,
you.
that's
I
okay.
don't know.
That's
I
what
was
this
just
is. It's the
thinking
way
about saying my commandments. I was thinking about the people that I didn't like, that I was having issues with.
Well,
And I was
you
like,
could,
I
yeah,
was like, you're not
certainly.
even following me on Instagram.
Well, certainly in your mind towards that person is an important thing for you to overcome your own negativity towards them. That's a great thing for you. So that's self-development.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
self-development. So it's about self-development, but we're talking family development and world development. So I'm really, really glad you said this, Kimberly, because it gives me a chance to demonstrate and talk about, what these groups are. These are
Yes.
basically, we're talking about
Perfect.
family and world development, a powerful non-political activism. So you saw I was active. It was activism. I put it right there. To whomever, some of the people might like me that saw it. Maybe some people on Facebook, friends that really don't care for me, whatever. They're getting that good wish from me. And maybe some will copy or share it, maybe not. I mean, I know what my intention is to uplift and to spread the way of honor. That's the intention. Again, I'm not a big celebrity. I was a minor celebrity back in the 90s. I was known for my work on road rage. Now I'm not a celebrity, so I'm just another guy on the block. just like every ordinary person on the planet. We could reach whoever we could reach, but where it goes, nobody knows. I mean, it could be wherever. So that's the intention of this. Good, Kimberly. Let's see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So, Lydia, anything you want to ask or say about what you've your activism with this, or plan to activism?
Well, recently I had a falling out with a friend, and I didn't really want to speak to them anymore, but they reached out, and that was really the only thing I had to say.
I wish you well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing about I wish you well to somebody. It's a positive statement. Now, when I'm doing my thoughts, I use I wish you well. But if I say to somebody, I wish you well, particularly a situation like that, it's like, I wish you well, you're out of my life. I wish you well, go on with your life. It may have that meaning. So that's why I think it's good to, when we're speaking to another, to elaborate a little bit. I wish you well. Think you're really a good person and like to see good things happen to you. For example, if that was there. I really think what it's made as a statement, it should be elaborated a little bit. When we're just using our thought towards the person to help us get over a negative reaction, or then just a thought, I wish you well, is a lot. That'll do it.
I think in that case, that was that felt more sincere than
Well,
trying to come up with
okay, well,
something.
there you go. Sincerity. It's all about sincerity. That was it. It was a
Yeah.
positive vibe. You applied it. But now, do you have any plans to actively use this now in some way for family development or world development at this point? That was interpersonal with that person. That was great. Any plan to use it in any broader sense at this point?
Um, Not specifically how you mentioned. I think it's really kind of the energy of the words that creates this shift inside of me. And consequently, I feel like that influences my actions with other people.
Well, this would be so. When you said to that person, "I wish you well," did you feel more kindly to the person? What effect did that have on you emotionally, if any?
It just felt like a release.
So you felt released. So you felt less stressed.
Yeah.
You felt the release. It was something. Okay, you felt the release. Now, see, that's a good that story is a positive contribution. Anybody you want to tell that to, and anyway, bring that to the world. I was having a problem with somebody. I didn't want to see that person again, but I felt that was. But he reached out to me. The person reached out to me. I felt it was a toxic feeling in me. I said to the person, "I wish you well," and I felt more at peace. So that
Yeah.
story, anybody you want to share that story with, your family or the world in any way you can do it, that's a really big contribution. Everybody needs to hear that story. Nobody, that only good could come out of that story. That's a good story, a true story. Very few people would think to do that. But your incident, when told in the way I've just mentioned, the way you told the story, you could help. If a million people heard it, I think you would help a million people. So however you can get it to,
Yeah.
it's a good legacy. Basically, it's a legacy of honor.
Thanks.
Yeah, good. All right, now let's see.
May I share mine?
Oh yeah, please, Tracy.
I wanted to take action because I figure a statement as simple and as powerful as that, I just need to get it out there now, like right now. So I actually did do a post on my story on Instagram, and I wrote, "To everyone, I wish you well. Whatever your heart needs, wants, feels, may you follow your dreams and heal in your challenges. I wish you well." And that was
That's
it.
incredible. I mean, that's a beautiful thing to wish for people. You know, most people have never heard anybody wish them that. Tracy, what a beautiful wish from a beautiful person. Most people never get that wish expressed to them. Probably 99% of the people have never had anybody wish that for them, ever. And you sent it out. How many people do you think follow you on Instagram, roughly? Have any idea? I don't know how many follow me. You have any idea how many follow you?
I was wondering what happened.
Oh, I'm getting some interference there.
There we go.
Yeah, you don't have any idea how many follow you?
I have 599.
All right, so 600. There you go. Well, some portion of them felt that, heard that, and
And only 6 people saw it right now.
okay, so, well, right away, 6 saw it. It's got to be wow. If I saw, I saw, I go, wow, that's nice. Maybe they'll want to share it. Just send it to somebody else that they want to send it to. So you put out in a very real way. You're an activist. Bam! You just did it right then. It wasn't like now. It's good to have a plan. You can plan to do this tomorrow, next week. You have these plans of bringing the art of teachings to the world. But activism is we do it. And now next week when we meet, I'm going to have a part two of this. We'll do this for a little while because this is a prototype for groups that hopefully will go on for centuries to come. So I'll ask you, or if I forget this, please remind me or remind us what people said. Did anybody say anything already on Instagram? Any response? I know that you had 6 people see it so far. Did anybody say anything?
I don't see, honestly.
Let me see if I got any reaction to mine.
No, no one has, and no one's seen it on Facebook either because it.
Okay, I've got Armando. Wow. So Edson, 2 people I've never met in person. 2 wonderful people. I love these guys. I just met them on Facebook. We hooked up. One is Edson Hefsi Van Mwanda. I think he's in Africa. He says, thank you. So we have this relationship from this. Now, Armando, this guy's a wonderful, beautiful human being. He said, it's this type of simplicity and wishing good upon all people that we need more of. Reminds me that it's really the simple things that matter most. Thank you. Wishing you and your family health and happiness. Wow. Armando Guzman. I never met him. He lives in Whittier. We're going to get together someday. I met him. I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, look what he said. It's this type of simplicity and wishing good upon all people that we need more of. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So he might share that. Who knows where it goes from there? That's just right away and boom, 2 reactions. And I don't have some huge following. I don't even know how many I have, but I know it's not huge. So the activism, boom, already had an effect. So when you're doing these things, you have a way. I mean, maybe you need to make some calls right away to different people in your family, to family development. But also as you're doing this, it's legacy. So by doing this is now on a video, and then this will be part of the archives of the whole process of family and world development, a powerful non-political activism. So also the other people, possibly over the centuries, will be watching this, hearing what we're saying, seeing the effect. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. It's beautiful. It's talk, it's ideas, it's inspiration, but it's action. Activism. Activism. I can't emphasize it enough. Action. Okay. Now, who else do we have that would like to comment or ask anything or that's on with us right now?
So I think I definitely agree with the sentiment of wishing others well.
Who is this? I can't see the name. Who is this?
Bernice.
Oh, Bernice. Hi, Bernice. Yeah.
Hi.
Okay.
So, I think, definitely within our interpersonal lives, it's important to, wish people well, especially when they're either not doing well or, you're feeling kind of badly, like family members, mom, dad, brother, sister. That's good. And to practice that like on a daily basis is important. But I think where I'm going to take my activism is, when instead of thank you, saying I wished you well, and seeing how people react to that, because I feel like it's so different.
So you're going to go, thank you, I wish you well, or you're saying I wish you well? I wasn't sure how that held together.
Probably both.
Okay.
Now that you mention it. 'Cause you have
But
to
we say thank you to
through.
me, or you were just saying that you're going to say that to other people?
I want to incorporate it. So
Thank you, I wish you well. And it should be elaborated. When you're making a statement of the people, it should be elaborated. When you're thinking it to yourself and you're just trying to balance your negativity, I wish you well. Or you're repeating your 4 commandments of honor, you just go, I wish you well. Sometimes I'll use I wish you well, I really do, when I'm doing my commandments of honor. Yes, Bernice, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, I would love that. And I want people to like, I want to see how many people actually inquire about it. Like, oh, like, why do you say that? Or, like if anyone asks me about it, then it opens up a conversation.
Well, when you go, thank you, I wish you well, think about whether you'd like to elaborate it a little bit with another
Mm-hmm.
statement in there. May you find much peace and happiness. May you find meaning and honor in your life. Another statement to it really brings another dimension to it when it's spoken
Yeah.
interpersonally.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to try that. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it's going to bring a lot of people like kind of stunned joy.
Yeah. Stunned joy. That's a good term. Yeah. Unearned happiness. Wow. Benicia's sending that to me. Wow. So, so you can send it to specific individuals. Do you have also a way to send it out to the world in a broader sense, or just individuals is great? Anything else you can do with that?
Um, I don't really like to, participate with Facebook a
Okay.
whole lot. I'm more of like a interpersonal, I'm an introvert. But just like telling people about it, you know what I mean? Like why I'm wishing them well. Or, if I find an opportunity like to bring it up, I would love to, always spread that because it's positive and I feel like people don't expect that all the time, especially from strangers.
They don't expect it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But uh, remember once I was having an issue with what at the time was my best friend, and he was getting really nasty with me, and I said some things. I stayed honorable about it, and then at the end I said, "I wish you well." And he says, "Well, I knew you were going to say that." It was like it wasn't enough. If I said to him, "I wish you well," it's unfortunate this has happened, but honestly, I do wish you well, and I wish you joy and happiness. It would have been, I think, more meaningful. I mean, he kind of veiled it. So the statement can be received or not received. If it's elaborated as a statement, it's more likely to be received and has more uplifting effect. As a thought, as a commandment of honor, it's the foundation of the. Look at it as the seed of a larger thought. But that thought itself, it's a starter in terms of what is communication. Wish you well. I love you. I care about you. Want good things for you. I'm just for example.
That's a great example. And I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah. It takes it up quite a few notches. Again, when I recite my commandments of honor 3 times a day with some other the laws of honor and the supremacy of honor code and so forth, I just use I wish you well. Well, occasionally I go wish you well. I really do. That's all I use. It's not an elaborated form. But for interpersonal purposes, when it's spoken, I highly recommend an expansion of it. Highly.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take that into
Yeah.
consideration and just, pertaining it to the circumstance, whatever that is. Like if I see someone having a bad day, I wish you well. I hope your day turns around and you feel
Okay.
better.
Wow. That's good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Bernice. Great. Really great. Now, next week, make a note to then tell us what happened with this venture.
I will. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Just seeing people's reactions.
Yeah. See, that's what these groups will be. So we have the book, The Teachings of Honor. I'm just starting first page, going on to each page. Now, some people do in a group may have a variation. They may not want to go from page 1 on. See, there's how many pages in it. By the way, it's on the honortherapy.com. It's on there, on the website. But also, if anybody wants it emailed to them as a book, just let my secretary, Blanca, know she'll email it to you. It's 198 pages. But, it's not a lot on each page. It's just like a paragraph. I mean, it's a lot of space on it. So, thank you very much, Bernice. So, what I'm doing right now is establishing how you could be doing this with a group of your friends. Certain night, so you might want to do it on a Saturday night or a Sunday, once a week, once a month, whatever. I have my whole community of patients that I can say, well, here's the list of nights because not everybody can go on a Thursday night to Tracy's group, or maybe they can make it a Saturday night or Sunday night to somebody else's group. So we'll have multiple people doing these groups for family and world development. I mean, these are basically called family and world development groups based on the book. So we have a structure that can be done hundreds of years, thousands of years, however long people want to do that. I think it creates a good community and excitement. And of course, activism is super important. Now, the next commandment of honor, I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. Now, about 40 years ago, maybe 45 years ago, I kind of discovered the importance of taking responsibility. And it changed my life. Changed my life. I became so much more at peace because I was always blaming, complaining and blaming. Changed my life for 2 to 3 weeks. And slowly I forgot about it. Disappeared. The insight, as great as it was gone. I was dealing with this and different issues in my life, whatever. 30 years later, I rediscovered it. And then I said, okay, I have to keep reminding myself about this 3 times a day. And I put it as one of the commandments of honor. Now I don't forget it. Now I've been using it as the commandments of honor, I don't know, 7 years or well, maybe longer. But maybe 10 years. He was raising his 10, maybe 10 years I've been using it. So I'm not going to forget it. Why? Because I remind myself at least 3 times a day. Then, of course, I remind everybody else too. So if you don't remind yourself of what's important and priority in your life, you will lose it. I lost it for 30 years. So now that certainly in terms of self-development keeps you from blaming, keeping that negativity. All religions, take the mote out of their own eye. Why are you looking for the cinder in another's eye? Take the mote out of your own eye, you hypocrites. So it's sort of like, look, and not beat ourselves up. There's a problem going on between us. I added fuel to the fire. I apologize for the part I co-created in this thing. The person may or may not ever apologize as well because they're not committed to this way of life. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. So think about, now certainly you're doing it, you as an example for your family and loved ones. That's the key thing, is you living. That's the best way to impact the family. But then there's a time where you can teach it. Particularly, you can teach it directly by your example, and then tell it to your children or your nieces or nephews, because they're more likely to want. Your parents may or may not want to learn it from you, but usually the younger people, much younger than yourself, will. Now, what I'm going to do here, no surprise, I'm going to put it on Facebook. See, I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I'm committed to this, and I'm going to add a little something to it. My commitment to this commandment of honor has spared me so much suffering from the blaming I used to do. Boom. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. My commitment to this commitment of honor has spared me so much suffering from the blaming I used to do. Boom! There we go. So I elaborate. I put it in, and then I say, well, you know, because I know you all blaming people. I know every one of you blaming people. You get yourself caught up with it. But as you apply this, then you say, wait a minute, I co-created this. It'll come, you know, basically you do it a 1,000 times, keep thousands of times. After a while, it just becomes part of your flow. Oh, hey, it's not like you even have to consciously think about it. You know, it's sort of like, you know, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I added to that. I apologize for my part, bro. I really do. Because it just becomes part of your flow. Right? When you keep repeating this. I've probably done it, I don't know, 10,000 times. A lot of times. I certainly even need it. You need it. Sometimes I'll start up a little blaming things. This person did that, you know, going to this victim thought. Wait a minute. I wish you well. I did co-create it in this way. You know, I'll balance that. I'll balance it. What's the best true story I can tell myself about this problem? All right. So let's see if anybody, in terms of activism or plan to be active with it, if anybody has something you want to say, how you applied it or how you plan on applying it in terms of family, self-development, family development, and world development. That was my little contribution. Jay, any thoughts?
I'm trying to think about it right now, and I really don't know, you know, what I felt. I mean, I live my life like that. I mean, I take full responsibility, you know, and I've done that. And I'm trying to think of how to word it to put it out to people so they can understand and feel the way that we do.
Well, you can let us know. You can text me over the week, but also, but also you can share next week if anything came out. I mean, there's a number of things we're doing. They might not all lead to an action, but some will and some won't. But the whole idea is we're inspiring each other, learning from each other, and bringing honor to the world in whatever way we can, both by how we are and the words that we're putting out there. Kimberly, any thoughts from yourself or decisions?
Hello, sorry.
It's okay.
Just yeah, so I take full responsibility for creating my reality and my problems. I've actually always enjoyed that one. That was actually one of my favorite ones because I felt like I've always kind of blamed, you know, like other people instead of just taking responsibility for, you know, for, I don't know, for creating my reality, my problems, right?
And you want to
So
take that
I feel
responsibility without beating yourself up. So I did this report that I added. Generally, there's something we've done. Not always, but generally, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. No, of course. And so I feel with that when it comes to like being able to face other people or to just kind of like express like, hey, you know what I mean? I take full responsibility for the stuff that I've done in the past, like my experiences, you know, always like blaming my mom for whatever reason, you know, for all the stuff that we went through. And I feel like that's just very strong words that I have shared with other people already.
You've shared. Tell me what you've shared.
Yes, not posting it again. I actually that one I probably will because that's just like very powerful words. But I have expressed it to other people like myself when I'm talking to them, and I'm like, you know what, I have, you know, I'm doing the commandments of honor, and they're like, what is that? And I kind of tell them, and I tell them about that one, which is one of my favorite ones, and they're like, wow, they actually like. They're very intrigued, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like it's really changed the way I am. So I've already been like very active. I feel like, you know, letting other people know, and it just, I don't know, it just always makes me feel good.
Well, I've watched your. It's been my privilege to be a witness to your growth and movement on this path. What a great privilege it's been. And to watch you manifest your destiny, enrolling a great sacrifice to enroll in a nursing program as well. Really taking
Yes,
responsibility for your life. You
absolutely.
step up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that's one of the commandments that really made me realize a lot of the stuff is like, hey, things happen, nobody's perfect. I mean, just kind of own up to what you've done and just move on.
And the
Just
thing
don't
is
like live in
about
the
owning up to
past.
what we've done, but don't expect the others to do it. Most people
Yeah.
will not do it.
Yeah, they won't. And that's why I'm kind of done with them, and I have to just change the way I think because again, we cannot change the way other people think, but we can only change the way we feel.
Yes.
And so I think those, saying that and doing that, I feel like it's really helped me.
Well,
Especially this whole year that I've been going through all this other stuff. So
I'm just so
so
proud
yeah,
of you.
I've already talked to them.
I've watched you evolving. I've watched that. I've watched what I've watched what you've been manifesting in yourself.
Hmm.
Really
Yeah.
a privilege.
So I feel like I've been active on that. Just letting other people know.
Yes.
And it just that's one that's one of the ones I'm actually very proud of. So just wanted to
Most
share that.
people have a favorite of the four commandments of honor, and a lot of people like I wish you well. Uh, you have. I take full responsibility for I would say I wish you well is probably the largest favorite, but I have people who are the second one, third, the fourth, different. Everyone seems to have a favorite, and maybe it fluctuates. For me, sometimes I need one more than the other, so I'm more focused on that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I just yeah, even just the third one is just I think both of them are like really, really good. But like I said, that one is very hard to really understand when you're just saying it, but when you're really like thinking about it and you're really like, you know, listening to the words, it's kind of, it just feel like it just becomes strong. You're like, you have to own up to your mistakes first before you start blaming other people, because other people, like you said, they're not going to care. They're just going to be like, okay, whatever, it's not my deal. Because you're the one that's feeling that way. So you have to take care of it. You have to just kind of like realize how you're feeling and change it.
Wow. These things you're saying are going to affect a lot of people who are going to be watching this video. And don't forget, this video is
Yeah.
one of the prototypes for launching really the honor movement through the groups for family and world development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping for this to go on. I mean, hoping it's going to go on for centuries, thousands of years. That's the hope. And one thing about the honor movement, the structure is such that it can go on because the two corrupting factors for any movement or any group at all that has high ideals is money and power. So there's no money in the honor movement. We don't ask for donations. Somebody offers money, we can't take it. I'm financing this video myself. Would never ask anybody for any money for it. Other people go out to finance what they're doing. So there's no money involved in this. And there's no power. I have no power. I can just do this, put this for people, and people benefit or they want to follow it or not. So there's no power, no money. So it cuts across and all ethnicities. We have all ethnicities also. So there's a potential for this to continue, to be sustained.
Yes, absolutely. And the other one that I was just saying, like, I'm grateful from the power I get from hardship. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand because, you first own up to it and now you're grateful from what you got out of that.
Yeah,
So
that's the next one we're going to
I
get
use
to.
those
Yes.
more than anything.
And I call I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship, the warrior's commandment of honor. Okay, Bernice, anything you want to say or ask or comment?
I just wanted to say that I mentioned this to my therapist that I was seeing at the time, early on in our meetings, and she really took to the I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. And when I told her, that that's what I was following, she said, "What?" and had to write it down. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I like to believe that, somewhere out there she's using that idea. And I told her how it made me feel. And it makes me feel like I have more power than I'm giving myself, credit for. I have the power to change what I don't like and, and be able to see the problems for what they are. And, I can take my power back.
By taking responsibility, that's such a good point, Bernice. Really great point. By taking responsibility for co-creating it, we're asserting out, we're acknowledging our power, and we can unco-create it, and we're recognizing the power that we have. It's really a power statement. Well said. This is really a power statement. It's about your power to co-create reality, to co-create problems, to co-create goodness. It's a statement of your power. Powerful. Very, very powerful. If you want, you could just give her that whole sheet of paper, the Disciples of Honor with the 4 Commandments of Honor, if she wants to use it. Also, you can let her know. What's that?
If you don't mind, with your
please do.
Consent,
Please do. Yeah, please do. And you can also let her know we have honormovement.org, which is a public service website, free, with people. We have about over 100 videos. I'll probably put this one on there too.
Yeah, she loved it. She gravitated towards it and was like fully into it.
Yeah, I'll put this video on there too. But we have over 100. We have it on race relations. We have it on family, education, every area, health, fitness, all areas.
Yeah, I feel like she really took it. She definitely took down what I said. I'll let her know all the resources that are available.
Yes,
But
and tell her she can contact me at any time, because I published one paper. Well, I sent you the paper. You can give her the paper I published.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's very
and
true.
the National Psychologist. It was a study of interviewing 1,100 people over a six-year period. It was very interesting findings.
Yeah, she was moved by it, I could tell.
Good, Bernice. Excellent. Lydia, any comments from yourself?
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay. Well, that's
Those
just.
were all really resonating and really great commentaries.
I love what's happening. So this is the first of the groups. I'm going to do this probably for a while. You keep getting, build up the archives. And then when everybody else is doing it, you're doing it on Zoom with different people, they're not going to the archives. Family and world development groups. So we'll just stop with that for today. And we just covered very, very little of the book. There's so much more in the book, which just, I'll make a note here where I'm up to. We'll pick up on commandment number 3 next time. What a pleasure it's been to be with you, to launch the Family and World Development Program. A great privilege, a great, great privilege. I'm thankful to all of you, extremely grateful. Thank you.
The sea of destiny is in your deepest struggle. God's will and mine be one, and I wish you well. You are co-creator, respectfully real. There's a way in the valley that turns weakness to steel. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow. I pledge my love all the days of my life. I pledge my soul to all that is good. I pledge my heart to my brothers and sisters who I join in the light, leave a legacy of honor. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow.